What's up, guys? My name is Brandon Wicklund. I am a tactical fitness field instructor, specifically TacFit, Palm Desert, California. Today I just want to share a couple thoughts on technique versus effort in your workouts, whether you're doing TacFit or you're just working out at the gym on your own or any fitness place that you're doing exercise. You hear people talk about technique being the the highest, the most important thing, and it is. But it's interesting is you talk about it, but you go around and watch places, and it seems to me, in my observation, that people are concerned more with the effort aspect, like believing that just because you're moving and you're shaking and you're busting your ass in the gym, that you're gonna get all the benefit that you think. Okay, so something I've learned specifically through TacFit and Scott Sonnon is that you cannot talk about technique and effort as something separate. They are one and the same thing. And a very interesting point is that you do not adapt to your effort. You actually adapt to the level of technique that you can maintain. So think of it this way. Think of each exercise or position that you're in is like a cup. It's a container for an experience, right? And so if we use just like a coffee cup mug, your effort would be, say we were pouring water out of our spigot. How much water pressure is the cup gonna be able to hold before it gets a crack? So looking at that in exercise, a great example would be a push-up. When you see people doing their push-ups, most of the time when the stress hits, the heart rate gets jacked up through the roof, you're gonna see a saggy low back, you're gonna see elbows flaring out to the sides, and people are gonna be getting these weird positions, or heads are gonna come forward, things of this nature. Now, just a minute ago they were talking about good technique, but what do you see? You see the novice trainer yelling at them, come on, with this like boot camp mentality, come on, do more, as if the words actually mean anything. They don't mean anything because the person is in such a high stress state that their body is in survival mode. So what happens is the cup is starting to crack and you're starting to leak power rather than link power together. Okay, this is super important because if your technique is now breaking down, and you have, let's say on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being perfect technique, and let's say 5 is 50% good, that means that 50% of the push-ups or that exercise that you're doing is going to be good information and you're going to have a benefit from it. But paradoxically, that also means that 50% of the exercise that you were doing was poor form and you're not going to be able to get any benefit. It's actually going to work against you and to your detriment. So a lot of times people's fitness programs are the very thing that's creating them more pain because we've been indoctrinated into this ethos, this false belief that just moving around and doing it, just exercising for the sake of movement is going to get you where you want to go. So I would invite you to consider slowing down a little bit, putting all your effort into holding and mustering the best technique that you could possibly find. And say, for example, in a push-up, you're doing them on your feet like a supposed guy push-up, and next thing you notice your back is sagging or you're feeling like it, and your coach is kind of yelling at you to do that. I would invite you to consider downshifting the move and doing so-called girl push-up. Drop to your knees, get your tailbone down, squeeze your buns, get really tight, and keep going from there. And the moment you cannot maintain that great form is when you just stop for that particular exercise, no matter what the time is, because you're not gonna get any benefit out of doing things when your heart rate is jacked through the roof and you can't maintain good technique. It's really garbage reps. You do not adapt to it. So I'd say, on a 1 to 10 scale, if you were to go to your knees or do less complex movement in the same exercise family and get your technique up to like a level 8, that means that 80% of that particular exercise is going to be good and only 20% is going to be bad information. And in TacFit, we have a little secret sauce way of pulling out bad information out of that, but that'll be for another video later. So remember, technique and effort are tied together. You do not adapt to your effort, you adapt to the level of technique that you can maintain. So just want to invite you guys to consider thinking about that next time you're at the gym, working out, pour your effort into your technique. I'm Brandon Wicklund, Coachella Valley TacFit. Have a great day.